watched this before summoning for the new Legend Super Vegito. Just go ahead and summon. What else would someone be waiting for to summon? A brand new rarity, Legend Super Vegito, the greatest character of all Dragon Ball. What could you possibly be saving your corn crystals for? The anniversary? This is the anniversary early, so go ahead, summon for this character dropping in less than a day. You don't need me to tell you that, but I'm telling you that. But for anyone that's on the fence and don't know if they want to spend their corn crystals exactly on this banner, this video hopefully could help you make a decision. So of course, I want to talk about the teams that he's going to be buffing the most, but first, before we even approach the teams, I want to talk about this newsletter, or I guess the news that they dropped about the Legend rarity here, because they also explain a bit what the banner is going to look like and stuff revolving around the Legend rarity, right? So yeah, it's going to be called LR, which is pretty funny. For those of you who play Dokkan, that is the rarity in Dokkan, but they have superior element, they have action changes, blah, blah, blah. We already know mainly a lot of these stuff, okay? Now, there is one misconception about Legend characters that people seem to get wrong, is that these guys are gonna have the same rate as Legend's limited character. As you can see here, Legend Super Vegito has a 0.5% chance appearing and has 2000 Z power when it drops, okay? So we have to wait and see how the game progresses, but this is essentially looking like it's going to be replacing Legend's limited characters, right? So moving forward, we're going to probably be getting just Legend characters and Ultra characters until we get another sparking Legend's limited character. That's basically what we're going to have that's the mindset we should have moving forward. So I saw a lot of people talking about this banner saying it looks like it's a downgrade from the current existing Legends limited banners. And I honestly don't understand why people even think that. If we were to look at the last Legends Limited banner that we got, it was the Mini Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. You can see that they were also at 0.5% chance. So the rate is not changing. But the main difference here is that this Mini Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta was at 600 Z power, and obviously in the beginning they're double Z power and double not double raise but double Z power, so you get 1200 Z power per pull, okay? 1200 Z power. Now we're getting 2000. That's the same amount we get for a Ultra character, so that's already a step above, right? So it's like basically it's going to start at 5 stars instead of having them at 3 stars to start things off. Now, second thing is this banner does have a pity system, and unfortunately it is similar to the Ultra banners. But one difference for the Ultra banner is this you get at the 600th summon. 600. So that means you need to spend 45k CC to hit this pity. The worst part about this pity is if you manage to pull the Ultra character before hitting the pity disappears. So you're not able to actually capitalize on that pity. So that is very stupid. And unfortunately, it seems like they're actually going to be doing that for the Legends Rising one as well. But this one is at 500, the 500 pull. And I believe the math checks out to around 37k CC. So if you don't pull the new Legend character within the 37k CC, you're going to be pulling them at the 500 pull, and you'll get 2k Z power. Also, this time only if you don't already have it. It clearly says if you don't already have it, which means if you didn't pull the character before hitting the target Z power or before hitting the target 500 pull, you'll get 2k CC. Now, if we were to compare this to the pity of the regular LF banners, you would get coins, summon coins, which would allow you to get Z power, which would allow you to get summon tickets, yada, yada, yada. Let's say we have a similar situation. Let's say you don't pull the character until you reach the 50 coin threshold on the regular summon ban or Legends Limited banner. 50 summon coins, if I'm not mistaken, is around 30-ish KCC. I think someone could fact check me on that, but it's around 30k-ish CC, right? So you spend 30k CC and you go to pity him, you pull that 50 ticket pity, and you only get 600 Z power, okay? 600 Z power, which I happened to do for Mini Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, and it was painful, okay? 600 Z power. If you were to spend 7 extra KCC on this Legend Rising banner, you're essentially getting 2k Z power, which means it's triple the amount you would normally get. Triple a bit more. Triple and some change. Over 3 times the amount of Z power you get. So straight off the bat, if we're just strictly looking at pity to pity, this pity is a lot better. Now, obviously, Legends Limited character, the old Legends Limited format step-up banners have these summon coins, so that's a big plus, and this doesn't have it, so that is definitely one downside. But overall, I think this banner format is a lot better. Now, I also forgot to mention that this also gives you a double rate on step 2. Tani did mention we get a double rate on step 2, which means you have a 1% chance to pull the Legend character on step 2. So already the banner format is looking good. I'm assuming it's going to be the same steps as the Ultra banner. So 4 steps with 3 paid multi, and the last one's is a free step, and the second is a ×2 rate. So I'm expecting it to be the same exact as the Ultra banner. So yeah, other than that, I mean, I would say this is definitely an upgrade over the current system we have. I don't understand why people think this is a worse upgrade. You literally just need 5 copies to max them out. Like, this is overall a better system for summoning legend characters. Now, we don't know what the characters are going to be on this banner, but I will update the comments. I'll put in the pinned comment with the latest characters. I don't really expect them to be anything great. Probably going to see LF Super Vegito, the OG one, to Zenkai buff him, and a couple other stuff. Also, I forgot to mention this as well, but it looks like the new S Sparking character on the banner, Tag Blue Boys, it doesn't seem like they're going to be getting double Z power. It seems like they're only going to have 600 Z power for them, which is definitely also a downgrade. So that's 2 downsides to these banners, because usually you would have times to Z power, and the Sparking would get 1200 Z power. So this looks like they're going to get only 600 Z power. But, you know, I mean, at the very least, we get a lot of Z power for these Sparking characters already. So it's not really the biggest of deals, but I definitely will say that is a downside to these banners. But I still think overall, in general, this is still a better system compared to the old Legends Limited step-up banners. Now let's talk about if it's worth summoning for the character itself. Now, obviously, his kit is out and he's looking crazy. Now, the general consensus is that this guy's looking like he's going to be insane. Looking like he's going to be the best unit in the game. Maybe. We'll have to see how he does in practice. But he does look like he's the best unit in the game. But it doesn't seem like he's going to just outright gap the whole game, right? So don't worry. I don't think this guy's going to come in and just be overpowered, broken, and you have to use him or else you lose in PvP. I don't think he's going to be like that, but I do think he's going to be very, very good. So there's no question he's going to be solid, right? Now let's take a look at his teams. Saiyans obviously are always going to be good. You're always going to have a strong Saiyan lineup to use. To have obviously Super Saiyan 4 full power. I'm assuming the Vegito is going to be strike based because his Z ability is more strike oriented, but we'll see. I don't think they're going to drop a blast based Vegito because we already know what happened last time with a blast based Vegito, but he's going to probably be strike based. And I mean, Saiyans, what are you even running on Saiyans? Fusing Super Gogeta for sure. He's got to be one of his best allies. I guess Nami Goku. I think that's probably going to be your best Saiyan core right there. Nami Goku and Fusing Super Gogeta, probably. Because anyone else, they don't even really buff Saiyans. So yeah, I think that's going to be pretty much it. So if you have Fusing Super Gogeta and Nami Goku, this might be a good option to run alongside them. So yeah, it's definitely going to be pretty solid. Now, Fusion Warriors is going to get a big buff. Again, Super Gogeta is pretty much his main ally here, but you can also run him in CMZ, maybe leader slot CMZ, and then Fusion and then Super Vegeta with Fusion Super Gogeta. That could work. 13 is also technically a Fusion Warrior, so there's that. But other than that, USV, I mean, yeah, you're not going to be using USV. It's Fusion Warrior, they definitely need more. Oh, yeah, we got the Zenkai Gotenks, who could be really good. Actually, you could definitely run a pretty solid setup, Fusing Super Gogeta, Legend Super Vegito, and then the Zenkai Gotenks, who's pretty solid, and he covers Vegito really well. Being a red unit, red and purple is going to cover up really damn well, because any yellow units you're going to fight, like Ultra Kid Buu, he's going to be able to cover him out, right? So that's going to be really good to run him on. So yeah, Fusion Warriors, I mean, they're definitely need some more buffs. Fusion Warrior, I feel like they just haven't been the same since like the 6th anniversary. They've gotten a lot of buffs, but it's just never has been a cohesive team. You're more often running the newest Fusion character on another team. For example, CMZ, you want to run him on Future or PO. 13, movies, PO. Fusing Super Gogeta, movies, Saiyans. So you're really never running a pure Fusion team. I think actually the last time there was a pure Fusion team, it was USV, Kefla, and honestly, it was Nami Goku, so it was not even a pure Fusion team. This trio was decent, but at that point, like, USV was slowly showing his age, but it was a pretty decent pure Fusion lineup. But really, the last time a pure Fusion Warriors team was meta was 6th Anniversary Part 3. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and the double Synchro Gauge units. That was pretty much it. So, I don't think Super Vegito is going to really bring back the pure Fusion setup, because there's a lot of better teams you were going to run him with. But if you are a strictly pure Fusion main, obviously you're gonna have to summon for him. And if you have Fusing Super Gogeta and Zenkai Gotenks, I think that's a pretty solid trio to run. And then finally, what I think is probably going to be his better teams is going to be running him alongside Buhan. Now, obviously, Buhan is going to be able to cover the new Super Vegeta very well, being red and purple, synergize as well. And you can run another Majin Buu Saga unit. Super Vegeta probably isn't the greatest pick to use, but Ultra Kid Buu is very good. So purple, red, yellow, it's kind of an awkward color synergy, but it could still definitely work. That's pretty much good. I think that's going to straight up be like the 3 best units in the game, minus Gohan, of course. But you can easily swap in or leader slot USV, or I keep saying USV, it's going to be LSV or LRSV. Leader slot him on like a hybrid Sun Family team with Gohan and someone else. I could definitely see the pairing of Gohan and this new Super Vegito being very good, being purple and blue. You know, purple is going to cover Gohan's weakness to a lot of green units. There's like fucking 70 green units that are super powerful right now. So I think the LRSV is going to be pairing up with Gohan very well. And then Gohan, you can use him with any Sun family members or a hybrid member teammate like that. Using Super Gojek could be a good option to run alongside him. So that's going to be good. But for Majin Buu Saga, I think it's going to be a pretty solid setup here with Buuhan and Ultra Kid Buu. You could run those three. We don't know if they're going to drop a platinum equipment for a character, a unique equipment, I mean, or they can Zenkai another character during this little mini quote-unquote campaign. I don't think it's really a campaign. It's just the introduction of the Legend rarity. But Majin Buu Saga is definitely going to be a solid team. I think Buuhan and LRSV is going to be one of the best duos in the game. And I think Gohan and LRSV is going to be another great duo. I think those two are going to be the best duos in the games for sure. But yeah, if you have any of these characters and you can actually build a really good team like the ones I mentioned, I think it's definitely worth summoning for its LRSV. So other than that, you could definitely skip if you want, but come on. It's LRSV, the first Legend rarity unit. This is a character that is almost impossible to tell people to skip. He's just that guy. You already know Super Vegito is the greatest character in Dragon Ball Legends, and they almost never fumble a Super Vegito or a Vegito character at all. So it's a very safe bet to summon on him if you want to compete with the big boys. So I can't wait to summon for him, and I hope you guys are as well.